Welcome back into the Skol Purple podcast for yet another off-season video as we continue to talk about the Minnesota Vikings and what they should do, how they should approach things going into the off-season and into 2023. And to help me do that once again, David. Always appreciate having you on, David. And the next question is, should we consider having Ty Chandler be running back one for the Vikings this coming year?
It's a possibility. I mean, with Dalvin Cook on the decline and with a big cap hit, they got to save money somewhere. I mean, I see it happening, but it's going to be running back by committee anyway it goes. Sad to say, my boy Cook, at the latter of his career right now, doesn't have that burst. You can tell he lost a step. So let's see if Chandler can actually, benefit from that. The only thing I'm afraid of is pass coverage. Can he be good in pass protection? I'm not saying Cook was great, but I don't want Kirk Cousins out there taking unnecessary hits because the running back couldn't pick up a linebacker.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the big thing. I mean, in his career in college, he was a really solid running back and, for North Carolina. And I think he did a little bit of both, running out of the backfield, obviously, and then, of course, catching the ball out of the backfield as well. And I think the Vikings like the speed that he has. I think he ran like a 4.3, 4.4, kind of in that range at the combine. So, he's got the ability. And we got him in the 6th round, so steal potentially.
Right.
If things go right for him.
What I would like the Vikings to do if they decide to move on from Cook, maybe they should sign Alexander Madison to maybe a 2-3 year deal and have those guys in rotation. I would like that a little bit better.
Yeah, they could do that, or potentially draft a guy or bring in a UDFA. And then, of course, you still have Wong Woo, who's kind of more of a mainly your kick returner. I don't think
mainly kick return guy. Yeah.
I don't think the Vikings have much plan for him going into next year in terms of giving him too many running back snaps. And I think we would have seen more of that this year had that been the case, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But Ty Chandler, let's see if I can find his college stats.
I think he was at Tennessee also.
Yeah, that's right. He's been a few different places. Tennessee and North Carolina. His last year, he didn't get much of an opportunity actually at Tennessee. He only ran for 600 yards twice. The other 2 years, he was under 500 yards. But his senior year at North Carolina, he ran for over 1,000 yards, 6 yards a carry. 6 yards a carry. That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and 13 touchdowns. Then he didn't have a ton of out of the backfield stuff, but he had 15 catches, 216 yards, and a touchdown. I think he can do it. He just hasn't had a lot of it at his time in college. But
he hasn't had the opportunity.
Right. Exactly. And the nice thing too about Chandler over those 5 seasons in college, he only had the ball 600 times, which usually NFL running backs are having that in 2 or 3 years sometimes.
Exactly.
So he doesn't have as many miles on him as some of these other running backs like a Dalvin Cook at this point.
Right. And this year he didn't really play that much either. So he kind of learned the system, learned the NFL system. He might be, primed for a breakout year if given the opportunities. But it's going to be real interesting to see what the Vikings do with Dalvin Cook first, and if they are even considering keeping Alexander Madison around. If not, Ty Chandler is the next guy up because he's the only guy on the roster, outside of Nwangwu who I actually think that can carry the ball within the offense. Because I think just Nwangwu is just like you said, he's just a kick return guy. There's nothing wrong with that, but Chandler might be the guy.
Yep. I think I definitely agree with you. They need to pair at least one, maybe even 2 guys, bring in a couple of different guys in the draft or UDFA or maybe a free agent that's cheap. I don't think the Vikings are going to take this different approach. And I think we've talked about it on Fan Express Line before, David. They're going to take the approach to not pay running backs that much going forward. I really think that's going to be the case because I think they know they've got to put so much other money in
Mm-hmm.
other places on this team because especially as little as Dalvin Cook was used during the last few seasons or during the last few games of the season. Like, do you really think he's worth paying if you're going to not use him that much? Like, I don't think so. I
I
think
mean,
I think you got to move on.
yeah,
But
yeah, you gotta stretch the money out somewhere. We all know JJ is going to command a boatload of money. He's going to have a Brinks truck backed up to his house, so you're not going to be able to afford to pay Jefferson, Cousins, and Cook, and O'Neal, and Darisaw. I mean, the list is
and
just going to keep
Hawkinson,
going.
yeah,
And Hawkinson. So you're going to have to, get some young guys in there somewhere, and maybe running back is that position.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, we'll see if the Vikings decide to roll with Ty Chandler and maybe another running back going into 2023. It seems like Dalvin's days in purple are done, but who knows? Who
Who
knows with the
knows?
Vikings, especially with the Wilfs and their unwillingness, it seems, to want to enter a full rebuild. So, um,
Restructure, restructure,
yeah,
restructure.
restructure. How many more restructures can we have here, gentlemen?
Just kicking that
Don't
can down the
tempt Rob
road.
Brzezinski. Don't tempt Rob Brzezinski. He will keep restructuring for days. All right,
Yes, he
that's going to
will.
do it for this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Skol Purple Podcast. Subscribe, like this video, and comment your thoughts below. And as always, Skol.
Skol.